Up to, we're going to learn the V'im Toimar. Re'ehu dechasav rachman olamali. Yeah? So, V'im Toimar, you guys see where I am?
Oh. Yeah.
The first one line is Be'irai.
You go back to the chain? Okay.
On Zayin Amud Aleph, in the middle of the Tosfos. V'im Toimar. Re'ehu dechasav rachman olamali. Why does it have to say Shur Re'ehu, the friend's ox? Ha-mivechi ye'achel nafka. You could learn it out from ki ye'achel. What does this mean? We had three cases. We had the case of Adam, the case of Keren, and the case of Bur that all taught us that you are patur by hektish. Yeah? Yes, I'm giving you the background right now. So again, we had a pasuk by Adam that said a person damages hektish your patur. We had a pasuk by Keren, which the pasuk by Keren was Shur Ehu, that says if your ox scores another ox of hektish, you are patur. We had also Bur, that is Bur's patur from Psulei Hamukdashin, things that became pasul that were hektish. So for sure, Bur is patur for hektish itself. Yeah, if I'm patur for something that's kind of someone's, so for sure I'm patur for something that's completely not someone's. Okay, and the Rambam's going to say that applies also to hefker. You're patur if your ox damages something that's hefker, you're patur. You don't need to pay obviously because no one owns it. Okay. So now, why do we need to have more than one limud? Just teach us that you're patur by Adam, and if I know that you're patur, if I punch a wall of the Beis HaMikdash, I'm patur. For sure, if my ox punches a wall in the Beis HaMikdash, I'm patur. You understand? You only need the worst thing to be patur for, and then obviously I'm patur for everything else. And that's the question of Tosfos. Tosfos says, only write a ptur for Adam, and you automatically know you are patur for everything else. So answers Tosfos. V'yesh loymar. The yoyser ra'oi. No, that's the wrong v'yesh loymar. V'yesh loymar. The ilav. The ashkechan. So I skipped the place it brings ki yochal from. Yeah. See where it says Kid'isa b'Mesechus Me'ilah? Kid'isa b'Mesechus Me'ilah, like it says in Mesechus Me'ilah, Makish Rachmana Hektish L'Truma. We make a hekesh. A hekesh means a comparison between hektish and truma. The word ki yochal is not written by hektish, it's written by truma. But ma truma ksiv ki yochal prat l'mazik, just as by truma, it says when you eat it. That means you're trying to have a no, you're not trying to damage, telling you that you're patur if you damage truma, af hektish kol mili da'achila. Umazik patur. So to hektish, if you're trying to damage it, then you will be patur. You're trying to eat it. It's something that you could eat and you damage, you're patur. Now, it doesn't just mean if it's food, but anything of hektish, if you try to damage it, you're patur. Like it explains over there, that any sort of hektish, you're patur. So the question now remains, why do we need the other limudim? Learn by Adam, and you will know for sure that you're patur by other things. The Yesh Loimer answers to this. The ilav, the ashkechan, the patur mazik hektish. If we had not found already that you are patur for damaging hektish, loy have a darshinan miki yochal prat lemazik. I would not have thought to learn from ki yochal that to exclude mazik by hektish. Ela lemait chomesh lechude. I would only exclude you from paying a chomesh. Period. What does this mean? What does this mean? The actual words ki yochal were not written by hektish. Okay, we're comparing. To compare apples, you have to have apples, right? You can't compare apples to oranges. You cannot compare truma to hektish unless you know that hektish should be compared. So once I know that if my animal damages hektish, I'm patur, now I have already a thought that you should be patur for damaging hektish. Oh, so now that you're patur for damaging hektish, in certain case, which is when my animal damages hektish, also you should be patur if I myself damage hektish.
Why?
And how do I know that I am patur if I damage hektish? Because of ki yochal.
But how do you know there's an ox?
Wait, so to summarize. Summarize. You need a proof that making you pater by hektish exists. What's the proof that making you pater by hektish exists? Shur re'ehu. If my ox does keren, if the Torah tells us shur re'ehu amar achman avlei shur shel hektish, that you're pater for hektish. Wait, so that would tell you that you're pater. Wait, that would tell you that you're pater by an ox. Yeah. Okay. So once we know that you're pater by an ox, are you pater if I myself go and I hurt hektish? Am I pater? Yes or no?
Yeah. I don't know.
We're not sure, right? So, but let's look around. Let's take a look, walk all around, and we'll find a spot that could tell us the answer. And the answer is found by truma. It says the word ki yoichal. You have to eat it, not damage. Let's compare truma to hektish, because they are comparable. Yeah. And let's say that you're pater also by hektish if I what? If I damage, and I have to eat hektish but not damage hektish. You understand?
Yeah.
So meaning I need a yisoid, I need a foundation to make you pater. That foundation is shur re'ehu, is an animal damaging hektish, and that pasuk is necessary. Then I could then also have a pasuk about Adam. Yeah. So the question of Tosfos was just right by Adam, and if you're pater by Adam, for sure. By myself, when I punch it, I'm pater. For sure, if my animal punches it, you're pater. Yeah? The answer is no, because I wouldn't say that I am pater unless I already knew that my animal is pater.
Yeah.
Okay. So, shur re'ehu, which is by keren, is the yisoid to make you pater. Once you know that a ptur exists, we learn from Adam, from ki ye'achel, that Adam hamazik is pater as well. Yeah, what's your question?
We're saying that the whole reason to start off with shar, the reason why we need shar is to make it so hektish. Why can't we just say that Adam and skip that whole step?
Because you wouldn't say that now. You wouldn't make a hekish about something that there's no foundation for.
Why does Torah say shar and then we have to find truma and make a hekish? We can just say Adam and then learn out shar from there.
See, the Torah should have written Adam.
And then you can just learn out shar without.
So the Torah, I don't know. Saying the Torah should have said the word not shari'eu, something else. Yeah. Shari'eu is not an explicit word. Yeah, shari'eu is.
So you know, do your kids work on the roof?
Oh, like through this roof?
Through in the mikvah, up on top of the roof.
Okay. Is the mikvah locked now?
Huh?
Is the mikvah locked now?
No, I mean there should be a lock on that roof, but there isn't.
Okay.
You're on the roof.
Fine. What are we talking about? We're talking about Torah over here. What?
I was saying why you even have to do this whole thing. You could just.
So shari'eu is learning out a limit, not from an extra word. There's no extra words. We're just learning it out from the way it's written.
But you could learn out shari'eu from Adam and right?
Yes, you just can't learn out the other way around. But
so
Torah.
Why do we do that?
So because in fact the way that we learn it out uses no extra words.
But also Adam and uses no.
Think about it. There's no extra word by Adam because it's just learned out from a hekish. And there's no extra word by shur because it's not learned out from an extra word. It's just from the way that it's written. It's written as shari'ehu, not as shur.
No, so I'm saying yes, it's good, but it's making so many unnecessary steps. You just
It's making unnecessary steps,
yeah.
But Torah is written in the shortest way possible, which therefore you learn it out through learning the different shleisha midas reshes behind.
You would just say
this is the shortest way. No, the way Torah is written is the shortest way. There's no extra words in the Torah over here.
No, but
it's just the way it's written learns both of them.
So we're saying you say sharei, okay? And through that you learn Adam by a hekish. So you need sharei as the anchor
right.
to do this. So you don't need that. You could just say Adam Re'ehu or something like that.
You can't, because that pasuk is not just for this. The pasuk of sharei is to tell you that you're chayav if you damage your friend's ox.
You could say
if your ox damages your friend's ox, you're chayav. That's what the actual pasuk is for. You also learn out from the way it's written that you're pater by heck.
And if we didn't have that pasuk, then we wouldn't be able to figure it out.
You wouldn't be able to learn out the regular damage.
Why can't we learn it out from the fact that if it says a person damages his friend's property?
Then what? If your animal damages another person's property, you should also be chayav. Why? It's my animal, it's not me. It's grama. Remember? We had four reasons why you have to say it. if you remember correctly, from the first shiur I gave. Yeah, I think Shmuel remembers because it was written in the magazine. That was the one I wrote in the magazine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. 4 reasons why it has to be, why you have to have why you have to explain to us that you're chayav if you damage someone. So one of the things was because my animal is grama. I myself am not grama. So maybe I'm only chayav for my own actions, but not my animal's actions. Okay, Shine. No, I have to give the shiur again. Yeah, go back and rewatch it. So, what are we saying over here?
So
Okay.
What are you chayav for by truma?
You're chayav for eating, not for damage.
Why is this problematic?
Relax. Oh, that's the next question. Okay, you're asking me the next question. Okay, no. Erase that. Now, the v'af al gav, and even though frek Tosfos, the chi yoichal b'truma ksiv, by the words ki yoichal is actually written by truma. V'sham chayav mazik karen, and over there you are actually chayav the principle. The mama in the kayin who, because you're eating someone else's food. Truma belongs to the kayin, and now you're taking the kayin's food and eating it, so you have to pay him the karen, you have to pay him the principal. So what are you chayav by truma? You're chayav the principal. We were using truma, look at the question. We used truma of ki yoichal to teach you that adam hamazik patur. Completely. Well, hello. Ki yoichal by truma is chayav. You're only patur from the chaymesh. So again, the question is, how could we use ki yoichal as a hekish for hektish to tell you you're patur completely? Yeah, ki yoichal is used as a hekish that you are patur 100% by hektish. The problem is, what's the problem with this? Yeah, you get this sentence? Again, we use ki yoichal by hektish to tell you you're patur 100%. The problem is these words are not written by hektish. These words are written by truma. Well, by truma, you are actually chayav. By truma, you are chayav. Correct. You are chayav 100%. What are you patur for? What do the words ki yoichal tell you you're patur for? Baruch Aryeh. What do you learn? You're only patur from a chaymesh. Ki yoichal by truma is only a patur of chaymesh. So to make it simple, yeah, this is why you have a whiteboard. Okay, this is how you have a whiteboard. You're very quiet. That's why I don't know if you're with us or not. If you talk, I like when people talk because then I know that they're with us. They're either with us or not. You understand what I'm saying? But if someone's quiet, I don't know. Maybe they're listening. Maybe they're not. It's hard to know. So let's just make this simple. Ki yoichal by truma tells you don't pay a chaymesh. Then we learn out from the same ki yoichal by hektish, we learn out that you don't pay keren, the whole entire amount. That doesn't make sense. If you're learning from the same pasuk through a hekish, you should be chayav keren. Yeah? So you should have to pay by hektish. Yeah. The only thing you could learn the patur for is the chaymesh. Yeah? So answer is, there is ki yoichal. From the words ki yoichal, you just learn a patur. Period. Yeah? So ki yoichal teaches by truma that you're patur. What are you patur for is a separate discussion. Okay? All it teaches is that you're patur. Ki yoichal by truma says patur. So therefore, by hektish also tells you ki yoichal, the same ki yoichal, right? It's through a hekish. Teaches by hektish also patur. And what are you patur? You're patur 100%.
You're just giving out the details.
Wait. Then there is a added limud by truma. A separate place says you're still chayav the principle. You're just patur for chaymesh. So meaning in a separate place, the Torah says that by truma you still pay the keren. So that's why you end up paying keren. Meaning this limud. So we're going to learn that inside. Meaning this limud of ki yoichal is a ptur, 100%, which is what we learn the hekish from. That's actually funny. Hekish is learned from ki yoichal, and it's a ptur 100%. Truma has another pasuk that ends up making you chayav once again.
Isn't that like a contradiction?
You understand? Yeah. No, it's not a contradiction because we didn't learn out from there. We didn't learn out from that other place. Okay, so let's read this inside.
No, but
So,
one plus
the money of the kohen, who, because you're eating the money of the kohen, mikol makom answers Tosfos, mehai kra the chiyachal loy nafik. That limud of making you chayiv is not learned out from the words kiyachal. Ella, rather mikra acharina from a different pasuk. The have kegozel chaveru mazikoy. It's like you're stealing from your friend and damaging you. Okay. So, and over here I have Beis of Tosfos. I don't think you guys have it in your Gemara. And it says over here, "Aval gabe hektish deleko ki im iser ligavoya kevon demate mate ben mekaren ben mechemesh." But by hektish, there's no person that you're taking his money. You're not stealing. So since there's no stealing, you don't need to pay back. As I state, this is from Rabbeinu Peretz. Okay, I think you actually do have Rabbeinu Peretz in the back of your Gemara. Fine. Now, umihu. Let's go back a few more steps of Tosfos. Umihu, however, lemanda omar diika kaifer. So if you remember yesterday, we learned out regel being pater by hektish we learned out that all damages are pater by hektish, and we learned it out from what? From Karen, from Adam, and from Bur, right? The Torah only writes that 3 of them are pater by hektish. We learn out all things are pater by hektish. So over here, we're going to say that regel you're not going to be able to learn out. Why not? Because there's an opinion that holds of something called kaifer. Who knows what kaifer is?
So when you pay for the animal, like an extra thing for the animal.
No, that's kefel. This is koifer.
No,
Chaf vav pei
it
reish.
was an extra payment after you did the animal.
What's the extra payment for?
No, it's like a gift, not a gift.
It's a knas. It's that if your animal kills someone, the Torah says that technically you have to pay. You have to get killed because your animal killed someone. You have to get killed. But but we know that you don't get killed. What do you pay instead? You pay koifer. Okay, you pay a certain amount of money. I think it's 30, right? 30 selah? Yeah? Okay.
That's the question also one of the first year.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. One day you guys will remember what I say. It's okay. What, you think I remember everything?
You didn't answer the question.
Oh, I didn't answer the question?
No, I'm just a knas. And you're like, yeah.
Okay. Fine. So now we're getting a little bit deeper into this. So now, koifer, there's an opinion that says by regel, you pay koifer even the first time. So if my ox gores someone, yeah, so then I don't pay the first time because I didn't expect it. I don't pay the second time because I didn't expect it. I don't pay the third time. The third time maybe I do or maybe I don't. But the third time when it becomes a muad, then I have to pay koifer. Yeah. Now regel is a muad me'olam. Regel is muad to begin with, because it's normal for an animal to walk down the street and step on something. So therefore I pay koifer right away. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore, according to the opinion that says you pay koifer for regel, not just for keren, then regel has a greatness. Regel has a chumrah that should make you chayav, even though everything else is patur. Because everything else, keren doesn't pay the first time, but regel pays the first time. So maybe regel is stricter, and just like regel is stricter by a regular person that you pay koifer the first time, so too regel is stricter that you pay by hektish. Yeah. So the question of Tosfos is, according to the opinion that says there is koifer by regel the first time it walks on something, so maybe you are chayav by hektish. You cannot learn that it's pater by hektish.
Yeah, but Adam pays 5 things and still pays hektish.
I think you're asking the question originally of Tosfos, that if Adam is pater, for sure everything else should be pater.
Yeah.
But we already answered that question. What did we say? That only because Keren has a limud to make you pater, then you could do a hekish, because Adam's not actually learned the patur by hekish itself. Remember that? So therefore, the same thing would apply here. You can't override a regel because Adam itself is not really the limud of patur. Perhaps. This is just thinking off the top of my head. Fine. So what's the now? So that this would allow you to make you still be chayiv. You would still be chayiv by regel, by hektish. And then we're going to say no. There is a way that you would still be pater. What's the way that you would still be pater? So let's read this inside. Umihu lamanda amar dikar koifer beregel. According to one that says there's koifer by regel, loy asu mikol hani. You cannot learn that from all of the other ones. Why? The malak karen va'adam uber the lim mishalim koifer bepam rishayna, because karen, adam, and bur all do not pay koifer the first time. Rabbi Tarfon, and according to Rabbi Tarfon, the isli koifer shalim bitam nichal. Rabbi Tarfon holds that even a tam, even the first time an animal gores, you pay koifer, so then you could learn it out from Keren. Again, Karen, according to Rabbi Tarfon, pays kofer the first time, so too Regel pays kofer the first time. So therefore, just as Karen is potter from hektish, so too Regel is potter by hektish. So according to Rabbi Tarfon, this opinion would be answered. So the answer is, not according to everyone, but according to Rabbi Tarfon, then you would be able to say that hektish is Regel by hektish is also potter. Why? Because Karen pays kofer also when it's a tam, also the first time, by the first time. And that's the whole Tosfos. Yeah? Who has a question, a shaila on what we learned today so far before we go to some of our shit? No? I think it was pretty explained. Okay. This was a very strong, big Tosfos up here. Yeah. Can you pass that down? Okay. Okay. So, vote over here. You guys want to learn the Rambam first to go through that, or do you want to learn first the Rashba and the Shita Mikubetzes and then go back to this? Okay, so let's go to the end, the Rashba Shita Mikubetzes. We're going to take a second to just reevaluate. And we said, Rabbi Akiva said, Kal v'chomer la hektish. How much more so for hektish, right? And the Gemara asked, V'oid my kal v'chomer. The Gemara said, furthermore, what is the kal v'chomer of hektish? Meaning, if you hold that Rabbi Yishmael and Rabbi Akiva only argue by hektish, but agree that you pay from idus of the nizak, then what kal v'chomer is there? And Rashi gave the first explanation of this question, yeah? So we're going to learn two other explanations of this question, but let's write down Rashi's first. What was Rashi's explanation? How does Rashi explain this question? No?
Since they say nizek, then it's not really kal v'chomer anymore because the idus of the nizek is not as...
The idus of the nizak is a weaker one. So in other words, we're trying to learn a kal v'chomer is made to learn a chumrah, and now we're actually learning a kula. Yeah? Baruch Hai, you remember this? Okay. So, Rashi's explanation of the oid my kal v'chomer. Rashi says, idis of nizak is a kula. We are making a kal v'chomer to learn a chumrah. Did Rashi give another explanation? No. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So let's learn. Should we learn Tosfos first? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, what does the Rashba say? V'oid my kal v'chomer kloimar, meaning to say, im isod Rabbi Akiva k'Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe, if you say that Rabbi Akiva holds like Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe, and what does Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe say, Rafi?
That by hektish,
Yeah.
you pay full even from the start.
Right, that by hektish, number one, you pay. And number two, you pay full. And number three, you pay full even the first time. Why do you need to even make a kal v'chomer by this? Because Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe krok hadarish. Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe is learning out from a pasuk as Shiur Ehu. Avol hektish loishna tamav loishna mu'endes mishalim nezek shalem. You always pay a nezek shalem. I wrote about this even more in Gittin. So what is he saying? Why do we need the kal v'chomer? What does that mean? No?
Because Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe himself, it's very strict enough because he brings a proof.
Well, we still need the kal v'chomer for idus. No?
Possible.
Huh? I didn't even have an explanation of this.
This is relation and Idis. Do you pay Idis by Shiur Ehu? From the pasuk itself, you can have it.
That Gzer Shov is for Meitav, okay.
So once you pay Meitav.
Uh-huh.
Once you already know that you pay.
In other words, yeah. In other words, because we're learning it out from a pasuk, right? So then, once it's a pasuk of Shiur Ehu, then it's going to be an Av. And once it's an Av, then you have the limit of Meitav, of the Gzeir Shava of
It's not it's the pasuk by Amud that's over there. It says.
Right. So like this, yeah? According to Rabbi Shimon ben Manasseh, according to the way that the Rashba learns it, okay, Rabbi Shimon ben Manasseh is saying that Shur Re'ehu tells you are chayav by hektish. Now, if you remember on the previous page, Rabbi Akiva was saying you learn it out from the pasuk, pashte dekra. The simple explanation of the pasuk means that the mazik is the one paying, and the mazik is the one paying from his own field. Once you're learning out from the pasuk itself, you look at it as a pasuk, as like he was saying, as an av. So similarly over here, we're going to say that it is in the Torah. Okay, so Rabbi Shimon ben Manasseh now is learning it out from a pasuk of Shur Re'ehu. So now it's an av. And now you're able to, like every single av, which we learned at the beginning of this Tosfos, you're able to use the Gzeira Shava of Tachas, Nesina, Yishalem, Kasef, and that would tell you that you have to pay Mi Meitav.
So what we just said is a way that a Kalvachemer is not needed?
Exactly. So in other words, Rashi was saying it isn't a Kalvachemer. It is a Chemer Kal. You're weakening him. The Rashba is saying there is no need for the Kal V'chemer. It is unnecessary.
But he's answering the question of the Gemara.
How many C's are there? Unnecessary. I for sure added an extra S or C. Yeah?
I always mess up that word.
Baruch Aryeh, you learn to English? How do you write unnecessary? Spell
Right before the S.
2 C's, but 1 S? Okay. Fine. So Rashi, so the difference is, Rashi says it is not a kavach. The kavachemer is flawed. The Rashba said the kavachemer is unnecessary. Okay, and then once we do the third one, I'm going to ask you guys which is the best way to do it, to get rid of it. Yeah? There are different... Huh? Yeah? So what's the difference between the two? We have to first read it. Okay, fine. Rabbi Yeshaya, this is the Shita Mekubetzes. By the way, the Shita Mekubetzes is a melakit. That means he takes from a bunch of different mefarshim and puts them all together. The ones that, and then he also adds his own. He'll say like v'linira, okay, or something like that. And then he'll say his own explanations as well. But many times those things he's quoting from somewhere else. Yeah. So Rabbi Yeshaya zal kosav v'zelishoynai v'nira dahachi parich my kavachemer lahektish. What does it mean that there's a kavachemer lahektish to l'chiyuve mazik behektish loy asa? Because to make you chayav the mazik by hektish, you're not learning out from this kavachemer. The mikrod Rabbi Shimon ben Manasseh also you're learning out from a pasuk elalinyan meitav ka'amar. Rather, you're learning it out for the meitav part of it, just to tell you what you pay, not whether you pay. The halav mi kavachemer asi. That is not learned out from an actual kavachemer. Rather, from the actual pasuk itself, which it says Yishalim Demari bein behektish bein behedjit. It's talking about whether both hektish and hedjit. Because the word re'ehu is not coming to exclude, rather it's coming to include. Rabbi Yishmael also agrees that whenever you do have to pay, you have to pay from idus. I think it's a little bit different. Yeah? I think... Now the Rashba is saying that you're learning it out like we learned it till now. Yeah, meaning you're learning it out from the fact that it says Shari Ehu, it excludes hektish, and it excludes hektish to make you eat more chaya by hektish. I think the Shita Mekubetzes is saying here that the pasuk of Torah is speaking about hektish as well. Shari Ehu is just saying that Shur hektish is not like Shur re'eh. But I think you're right. It ends up being the same thing. Yeah. Okay. So why didn't I see this when I read this the first time? Why did I say it was something else?
First one doesn't say the word
Uh-huh.
doesn't get
He's saying he doesn't say what the Shita Mekubetza says. He just leaves it out. Okay. Shine. They both say the same thing. Yeah, I don't think we need to make anyone say anything else. I'm not a Litvish. Okay. Fine. So these are the two explanations. Nu, let's think for a second. Rafi, you like thinking? What time is it? Oh, perfect. Okay, what's better? To have a flawed kavachemer or to have an unnecessary kavachemer?
Unnecessary.
That was very quick. Why?
Because if something's wrong, it's wrong. But if it's you could have it, but you don't need it, it's better that way.
No, Rafi said this a few days ago. He said why this is a better explanation.
Oh yeah, because you could learn it the other way around. So it won't be nice, but you could.
No.
Yes, that's what you said.
You're still learning Iddis. That was the problem. You're still learning Iddis. You're just learning Iddis of the Nizam. So there still is some sort of kavachemer over there. That's what you were saying. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why you would agree with the Rashba and Taisus and everyone else. Okay, Shine. Now let's go back. We're going to look at. Are we going to go backwards, like one after another? Yeah. So let's go to Shulchan Aruch Choshen Mishpat first.
Oh, we're going to that one.
Yeah, I think so. The Kama Mishalim. Yeah. Go for it, Rafi.
The Kama Mishalim, and how much do you pay him? Shadar Galashis Tamid, Minag Brisa,
Kiminag Briyasa.
And how much do you pay if you damage things?
So if he damages in the normal way that he acts.
Okay. You go in Behema Shach Lataman, I Zika Baraga, but there's look up. For example, an animal which eats straw or.
I don't know what Amir exactly is, some sort of straw or situation. Yeah.
Or he damages just by walking or on his way. He's Chav Shalom Shalom,
Mehayafa.
So the Knasa, then he has to pay another Shalom from the good things of his properties. And like it says, they made the Karma Shalom. Alright, then Shana, the Asa, Maisim Sing, Dr. Lasha, Tamet, Vesikaban, Kigarim, Shar Shanar, Kanesha. And if you change it up a bit and do something not normal, for example, Shar which scores,
Mm-hmm.
then Chav Shalom Chaz, another can go for Mazik, Atzmai, Shmor, Mekar, Machar, Shar, Chaz, you have to pay half damage from the actual thing you damaged itself. You're not the best.
Yeah. Okay, so I brought this really for the Meir Sinayim, which is Shaykh to some people. Yeah. This is Shaykh to Abaye and Rava. Abaye, the Ramile Abaye the Rava, which we just learned. Yeah, go for it, Reb Baruch. Mira Sinayim, Kvar Yinspar. You pay Mehayafish bin Chasav, the best of your possessions. So he explains. Masha Yirtze.
The Mashir, the very thing that if someone pays for calculating, pays for the Mazek.
You can pay whatever you want. If you're paying with metaltalin, if you're paying with Q-tips, you can play with Q-tips. Yeah. That you could pay afilu besubin, even with bran. Even the most annoying substance you could give, if you're giving him metaltalin, movable property, movable objects. The simon. Yeah. Mehayafa minachasav.
What's the bread?
The words of the Torah, yeah. Just that. If you come to pay from karka,
Then he needs to pay
what?
He needs to pay the right thing.
From the best. If you're using karka, then you have to pay the best. Loimar. Yeah.
That if he damaged wood, then he's not choosing to do it, he's being forced to pay it.
You don't pay just from the
Body of the
right. Rather, you pay even more than what the ox is worth. Yeah.
שבאים נגנב וינבא לא יצטרף לשלם מהמזיק מבייס היפי לא ימלא לא יגמין נזקי עוד מהשלם mazik, or if he stole it or lost it, he doesn't need to pay it from his own house.
Or if he doesn't have enough to pay,
He doesn't need to.
You're not going to need to pay him that? I don't understand what this is. No, okay. And that you wouldn't need to pay. That you do need to pay for. Yeah, so basically, not that you're like a Tom and that you don't need to pay, rather, Ella. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so read the last line. Mishum hachi kasabatur. Yeah.
That needs to pay even from his cup.
Even from more than what the animal is worth.
The Torah explains that he needs to pay from the best.
Yeah. Kasav. That you pay from the idis. Okay, in any event. So again, if you pay with land, then you have to pay this, and if not, then you can pay with whatever you want. And we see this is actually taka the halacha l'maisa, that you are able to pay with whatever you want. Yeah? Okay. So now we're going to say even more than that. The Rambam writes, not only can you pay with whatever you want, but in fact, the first thing to pay with is mitaltalim, not karka. Okay? So, let's see what we're going to go through over here. It's long. Yeah, let me find that one first. And then, here, if you see the bottom of the second page, Kishabeistin is cooking, yeah? Shmuel, you want to read it?
Sure.
The reason why this one has English is because it had English.
When the basin is going to come from the damages to collect the damage, the property of the person who damaged, they collect metaltalin first.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't have any metaltalin at all, metaltalin connected to he doesn't have enough for the damage. They take the rest from the land of the best, which is in the properties of the damager. But at any time that he has metaltalin, even if it's brand, we don't do land because metaltalin goes first.
Yeah. Okay, weiter. Let's go backwards a little bit more. So now we can start from the beginning. Okay? V'kama mishalem, and how much do you pay? This is what we already quoted. And if this is, by the way, everyone quoted from the Rambam. Yeah, and the Rambam quotes from the Gemara. Now, if you damaged with things that are normally done, also let's find out what amir is. Other fodder. It's a grass, straw, whatever. Same thing. Or damage with its feet. You have to pay with the best. It says but if it did something weird, wacky, and it did actions that are not normally done, like a ox that gored or that bit someone, then you have to pay chatzi nezek from the guf of the mazik itself. It says that you sell the ox and you give half, meaning that what? You pay half by ton. Yeah, but the ikar is that we're focusing on over here is meitav sadehu or meitav karmi yishalim, that when you pay with land, you have to pay the best of the land. Now, the over there, everyone over there quotes and says about meitav sadehu, meitav karmi yishalim, look at perak ches, okay? So therefore, we're going to look at what? Perak ches. Yeah. Shur shol Yisrael, ox of a yid. Yeah, go for it, Baruch. Baruch Haryeh. Unless you want to read it, Sharon, you want to read? Go for it. Yeah, Shur shol Yisrael.
Of course, regular guy's
Yeah.
Both ways of partition.
Yeah.
Sure, it has to be a friend's ox.
So who does that paskin like? Not like Rabbi Shimon Menashe. Who else does not paskin like? Rabbi Akiva. Frek the Chashayla.
You have to hold it very careful.
We always go like Rabbi
That's only
Akiva.
if it's not against your
Oh, so over here it would be l'chayr against everyone, yeah.
We won't share it.
Because so let me sorry. I'm going to pause one more time. Meaning to say, Rabbi Akiva, yeah, is the halacha mechavei roy, but not mechavei rav, not from multiple people. It's an interesting thing that even the Rabbi Akiva's opinion himself of mazik, that you go after idus of mazik, is the halacha. Okay, yeah, you go after the idus of the mazik, but as far as I recall, that's what was listed. But at the same time, Rabbi Shimon Menashe is a yachid, das yachid. So we're splitting Rabbi Akiva's opinion, right? Is that correct? Okay.
Well, no. The thing of the Mazik and Nisig is just an argument between Shmuel and Akiva. This is an argument between Nasa and Rabbanan.
But Rabbi Akiva is going like Rabbi Shimon Menashe. Meaning, we took Rabbi Akiva's words and we split them in half. One half we passed like him, one half we didn't. Because Rabbi Akiva goes like Rabbi Shimon Menashe.
Rabbi Shimon Menashe doesn't talk about Mazik.
But Rabbi Akiva, that said, Loi ba'akas of Ella, Ligbais, Nenizakim ino idis, V'kav l'chayr ha'hekdesh. So we took the first half of his sentence and passed like him, and the second half of the sentence we argue with him. Okay, yeah.
Anything that belongs to the base midah should be chayv for using them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not chayv for damage. So in midah should use them in the zayin, but only in hustle that we use in base midah does have it in the zayin. When shiziku, when shizku, whether they damaged or they got damaged, shariatsu could be erased because they became redeemed and they're now regular, ordinary things.
Yeah. Okay. Shlomim. Shlom sheziku gave him ibasar mina gave him in abasar k'negedim urehen. So if an animal that is a carbon shlomim goes and damages, then the damages could be collected from the basar, from the meat, but he cannot get from the meat that's going to be brought on the actual mizbeach. They murehen. Because the emurim of kadashim kalim, there is me'ilah by them, so you can't use me'ilah. While the actual meat, there's no me'ilah. So we're splitting a carbon in half. The part that has me'ilah, you're not allowed to use for payment. The part that does not have me'ilah, you are allowed to use for payment. Similarly, by a carbon toida. Yeah, the carbon toida, the meat itself doesn't have me'ilah, but the bread does. Why? Sorry, no. That's for a different reason. It's because it's any of the meat. You could collect from, no, not any of the meat. The meat that you could collect from is only the meat. You cannot collect from the bread because the bread is not part of the meat. So in other words, you have a carbon taida. What's part of a carbon taida, Shmuel?
Well, the whole animal.
The animal and the bread. You bring bread along with the carbon taida. Now, the carbon, even though they're connected, they're both part of the carbon taida, you're only going to be able to collect from the animal that damaged, because a carbon taida is a carbon shlamim. So some of that animal is not actually going to have me'ilah, not going to be brought on the mizbeach. So that part you could use as payment, but only the meat you could use as payment. You can't go use the bread as payment, because the bread didn't damage anything. The bread doesn't walk around, the bread doesn't smash into things, and therefore you cannot collect from the bread. Okay, we have a few more halachis, and then we'll call it afternoon. Go for Rafi. The chitzad goyva.
And how do you pay or collect?
Yeah.
That you eat the damage.
The person that got damaged,
And the person and his friends.
his group, yeah.
Eat from the flesh of the kedusha. Oh, so they eat half
Bikdusha,
of the worth of
in a holy manner. That means in the right manner, in the way that you're supposed to eat a carbon shlamim. They eat how much? Kneged chatzin ezek shaleh. So they bring out a scale and they start weighing the meat, yeah. And they're like, oh, this steak is worth $100 worth of steak, almost like the mifsa, okay. So therefore, you get to eat that amount of steak of carbon, and you have to eat it. You have to be tar. You have to be able to eat the shlamim. Okay.
And how do you not collect it?
Yeah.
That if you were going to collect half the damage with its worth,
Well, the worth of a dinner.
V'haya kol basar amay morim Shabbos shnei dinarim, and all the meat together.
With the imurin was worth 2 dinars, so you would have had enough. What? Imurin are the stuff that are burned on the mizbeach, that have me'ilah, that you're not allowed to collect from.
So they're worth 2 dinners altogether. Basar b'lay morim Shabbat dinner.
Yeah.
And it's worth, without the things being burned, 1.5.
Yeah.
Ina gaivish nei shlishi basar alachasi basar b'vad. You don't collect 2/3.
Yeah.
So basically 1.5. Alachasi basar b'vad. Only half the thing.
Yeah, because you only pay. Why?
Oh, he doesn't, because you also get, for the stuff that's being burnt, you also count that. So you don't get 2/3.
No, we're not counting that amount, and therefore you only get half of the meat of that actually would have been used in payment. So again, you would have used half the meat in payment.
Yeah.
Yeah? You would have used half the meat in payment. But now you're only using 2/3 of the meat that you could have used, which is only 1/3 of all the meat. So the whole carbon is worth $100.
Yeah.
But 50 of that dollars, no, or 25 of that dollars, you put on the side. Because that stuff is burned on the mizbeach. The other 75 now you work with. And you get half of those 75. So how much is half of 75?
37.5.
37.5. Instead of getting 50, you're getting 37.5. Even though you should have gotten 50. Because you were damaged 100.
That's 1/3. That's only 1/3.
It's just more than 1/3.
It's a bit more than 1/3.
Instead of getting half, you're getting 1/3, exactly.
So let's say 2/3.
So 2/3 of the meat. You don't get 2/3 of the entire of the meat that you're allowed to get. Only half of what meat you're able to collect from.
Okay.
Okay? It's a little bit wordy.
2/3 come in.
Huh?
So random.
2/3 of the meat would have been $50.
How do you get? No, it's not.
Yeah, because $75 left.
Oh, I get it.
You get it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. You get it? Okay.
But basically,
You're saying
no,
animals worth
I think
100.
the carbon needs to take some, and then you guys split the rest.
Yeah. Okay. Shai. Last paragraph, second last paragraph. I thought we would have paragraph for each guy left. Okay, go for it, Reb Shmuel. Shiur hefker. We discussed this a little bit before, and then we're going to discuss the controversial thing, which is when your animal hurts a guy's animal. What do you happens?
Where is that?
Huh?
Where is that?
Milchazat too. What time is it?
Same chart. The second one almost like this.
Almost 2:10.
Oh my, it's 2:05.
Okay, right there. Let's go. You guys have to tell me. Yeah, you sure this
Oh,
up?
we're so engrossed.
Engrossed.
I know.